Go. So my name is Mark Walmsley and I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network, and I'm joined by Matz. Matz joined us for our random speed networking event recently, and it was the first time that he'd joined us, and he's very kindly agreed to let us know his experience of it. So thanks, Matz, and hello.
Hello, thank you.
So how did you hear about the event? That's probably the best place to start.
Well, I came across the group on LinkedIn and asked to join because I was clicking around LinkedIn. I have used LinkedIn for a little while to make connections, and with some success and some mixed success, and came across the group and asked to join, and you replied, and there it was, and there were all the links and everything, and I checked it out and checked the website and discovered the networking event, so signed up to the first one I could find.
Great, it's fantastic. Isn't it great when you suddenly realize you're moving from a kind of a loose gathering of strangers, and you gradually get to know people better, and it results in you and I having this conversation, which is fantastic. For the benefit of our viewers, just let us know what you do.
So I'm a performance coach. I work with mostly with creative professionals, but really ambitious professionals from all walks of life, to find strategies for personal development and professional development that are individual, that are not just off the shelf. So I'm a coach, but I have a background in performing arts as a dancer specifically. My background comes out of from having been on stages around the world for about 25 years, and later coming into various other positions in the performing arts, leadership positions and coaching and so on. So now I focus on coaching and working with clients, mainly across Zoom, in fact, right now.
Yeah, we're all zoomed out, as they say.
Right.
But actually you couldn't really easily do it any other way.
No, that's right.
Especially for our events. Our events are fast paced and it's just an hour. And you couldn't get 100 people from all over the world to meet up for an hour any other way. But am I right in thinking that you had quite lofty artistic directorial positions at ballet companies?
I was artistic director first of the Royal New Zealand Ballet and then later of the English National Ballet. So yes, if you call that lofty, I suppose it is, and it was certainly positions of great responsibility and sometimes great challenge. Yeah, I'm very privileged to have been in those sort of jobs.
I know, and that has armed you enormously well for coaching, because you've lived through the entire chronology and spectrum of the art form and performing arts in general. So I'm sure that helps enormously.
Yes, and I guess I have experienced both success and failure, so which is important. So I've got a feeling for the spectrum of achievement, so to speak.
Yeah. So you can empathize and sympathize with people who fear it. So yeah. That's great. And so just briefly, if you wouldn't mind, as a first timer for one of our events, what was the experience like?
Well, I came to the event not really knowing I knew what to expect because I had read through the instructions on the website, so I kind of knew what the format was going to be. But yeah, it's a little bit tentative, just checking out, getting a sense for what the tone was going to be and so on, and how you connect. And I made a couple of interesting connections with a variety of different experiences. I think there was, did I have about 4 different individual meetings or something like that during the event, and they were all different. And of course, the best way I found to benefit from it was simply to ask questions rather than to do the talking. Yeah,
that's exactly right. We make a point of letting people know this is not a sales event or a pitch fest. It's okay, let's meet and get to know each other, and then let's see if there's scope for further conversation. And did you enjoy the TED talk that Alistair Frost gave?
Yes, I did. And of course, the whole topic of AI was the subject of the REAP lectures here in the UK recently. So it was a topic that was quite interesting to hear another take on. So no, absolutely. And there was some really valid points about the difference between being human and being a computer.
Yeah, I particularly latched on to his concept of Shoshan, which is that Buddhist concept of the beginner's mind. If you approach a subject with a beginner's mind, there are all sorts of opportunities. But if you approach a subject with an expert mind, those opportunities diminish.
Yeah,
so
that's right. Yeah,
that was fantastic. Well, I gather we'll see you on the next one, which is fantastic. Thank you for that. We'll be posting contact details underneath this video if you'd like to make contact with Matz. But Matz, that's great. Thank you so much for sparing the time just to have a quick chat with me.